Good morning to you. It is time for my review of the last 4 episodes. Let's see, what are they called? Night of a Thousand Stars, Harmonic Convergence, Darkness Falls, and Light in the Dark of Legend of Korra Season 2. Spirits. Oh my god. We were doing so well. What the fuck? Especially that last episode. And I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. You know what it says? Who wrote this? Michael Dante DiMartino. They need to break your fingers and revoke your writing license, because this is the same campy bullshit from the end of the first season. It's all of the Deus Ex Machinas. I was originally going to review these individually, but why the fuck would I do that? They were all equally terrible. I had such high hopes, especially after A New Spiritual Age. It was a good episode with some good growth. But you know what? This is what happens when you meander through the first half of your entire season. And you don't devote anything to spiritual growth. You don't show us anything of the spirits. You are literally running through this ending. Listen, by the time that the Night of a Thousand Stars happened, Korra should have reached the spiritual growth that she needed to by that time. But no. Right up to Light in the Dark, it is, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, and I need to grow as this kind of person. Right up to the ending. Right up to the ending. And it is not good. By this time, Korra should have some kind of definition of the character that she is. But she doesn't. She doesn't. It's the same stupid amnesia bullshit. Where do I begin? Night of a Thousand Stars. So, what happens? Korra comes back. Jinora is like stuck in the spirit world. We finally get a little bit of old Bolin. Thank fucking God we get a little bit of old Bolin. I have to say this. The first half of Night of a Thousand Stars was good. I have to say that. But the second half, it became so campy. Especially watching it the second time because I had to do the review for this. So let's see what basically happens. Jinora is stuck in the spirit world. Varrick is still trying to get the capital city to go to war, or not capital city, Republic City. It doesn't matter. The name of the city does not matter at this point. It could be called Toronto for all I care. As a matter of fact, I would prefer that city be called Toronto than where I'm living right now. But that's a different story. So, what happened? So Varrick tries to kidnap the president. Bolin stops him. But right before that happens, we have this great scene between Bolin and Asami. I loved it. I loved it because you finally got to see the old Bolin. It's not this stupid, pretentious Bolin that they've been writing for since the Rebel Spirit. It's you finally get to see his true nature. He's a little bit naive, yes, but he's a funny, sensitive, simple character. He's not a total idiot. He can actually figure things out on his own. And you finally see this with him and Asami talking to each other. She's like, "What's wrong? I don't know about my brother. Maybe blah 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 blah." He's a caring character. Why would you make him so stupid? So Bolin saves the president, and he goes right back to being stupid Bolin. And let's see. Korra comes in. It's like it's like Unaloq is going to do stuff. We need you now more than ever, to come and help us attack. And what does the president do? He says, "No, I am not going to help you attack because my citizens will need help." Well, hang on a second. Time out. Let's look at this logically. I got my logic stick for this. Unaloq is going to do something terrible that's going to cast the world into total darkness. You have the power to stop him from casting the world into total darkness. Logic would dictate that if you really want to protect your citizens, you would stop Unaloq here, right? And that way he doesn't free Vaatu, he doesn't cause evil, and then guess what? Everybody is safe. No logical thinking. I mean, at least in, let's see, where was it? Peacekeepers. At least in Peacekeepers, it was understandable. You don't want to throw your army into a civil war because you have to think of your own citizens, and you see the weight of leadership on the president's shoulders. Now, no. Now there's absolutely no forward thinking. As to, you know what, maybe we can nip this in the bud. Maybe if we stop it from becoming a big thing while it's a little thing, we can keep it from spilling over, and we can protect ourselves by proxy. As a leader, I would think that you would at least think 2 steps ahead. I could see that. The only leadership experience I have is playing playing online campaigners, where I have to lead an army. But you know what? Don't listen to me. It's not like I know anything. And then we get, okay, Varric gets arrested, and Varric's like, he's in this awesome looking prison. He tries to justify everything he did. He's still the best character in this entire series. I have to say, you gotta love Varric. So let's see. Varric eventually ends up escaping from prison. He's like, I built this cell, and I couldn't help but think to myself, listen, if you knew that you were going to be put in this cell, and you're the one who built this entire prison, I would think you'd have built yourself an escape route, right? No, that he didn't do that. He waits for the prison to get destroyed, and then it's like, activate the escape plan. Okay. And that plot goes absolutely nowhere. That plot goes absolutely nowhere. I'm guessing he's coming back for season 3. Speaking of which, they did the exact same ending to season 1 as they did in season 2. Did they not know that they had a 3rd and a 4th season renewal? Because for you to do this same, let's see, 2 of these are actually 12 episodes, so are actually 2 episodes combined into 1. So I would say that even though that this is a 14 episode series, it's still only 12 episodes long with 3 1-hour episodes. Actually, no. If you stick the 1-hour episodes together, so if you stick, let's see, the beginnings, part 1, Night of 1,000 Stars and Harmonic Convergence, Light and Darkness, and Civil Wars, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 episodes. We got 10 episodes, whereas in the previous one we got 12 episodes. This was actually 2 episodes shorter, yet it still managed to be longer, and it still managed to screw up even more than it did in the first season. At least in the first season, it was justified. It's like, well, you know what? We don't know if we're getting another season, so let's just do everything as best we can. But for this one, they know they have a 3rd season. They know they have a 4th season. Make the writing good, and you will continue to get better seasons. I've been saying this through the majority of my episode reviews. If you make the writing good. You know what? This is all Michael Dante DiManto's fault. I get the feeling that he is the one, even though it says that he didn't write 3 of these 4 episodes, he was the one who was pulling these strings. Joshua Hamilton too. You are just as guilty as he is of screwing up this series, because you're the one who wrote. Well, Southern Lights was not bad. Southern Lights was not bad. You're the one who did The Sting, which was basically an 80s movie that you compressed into Avatar form. Why? I don't know. That storyline literally went nowhere except to push Asami and Mako back together. Oh, let me not forget. They Korra get not Korra. Korra should be in prison. Mako gets out of prison, and what's the first thing that happens? Korra runs up to him and kisses him, and right there in front of Asami and the entire police force, all of which who know exactly what happened. Mako's like, "What's going on?" Like a total dumbass, and she's like, "Oh, I have amnesia. I don't remember everything." And did we have a bad fight? Meanwhile, Asami's standing there, and he goes, "No, no, not at all." She's got the look on her face that I reserve for pedophiles. And you know what? Quite frankly, I am 100% with her. This stupid thing with Asami. It's always the same thing. Asami's always getting fucked over. Ugh! It's not bad enough that they took an interesting character and robbed her for screen time in the second half. No, on top of that, they gotta go and pile all this shit on top of her. God damn it, give the woman a break! Fuck! Shit! Piss! Oh, and can we talk about the art style? I don't know what happened, but for the most of it, the 2D animation, great. But I don't know what happened in the fight scenes, that the fighting, when they go into slow-mo, you can, it's almost like you could see the celluloid, the CGI celluloid that they're using to do the animation 3D. Oh, and some of the fights, they waste our time with so many of these fights. In Airbender, the original Airbender, the season finale, when Aang was fighting Ozai, it is an 11.5-minute fight, broken up into several bits. But what you're seeing is what's going on with everybody else as they try to defeat the Fire Nation. You see Zuko versus Azula with Katara. You see what's his name? I always forget his name. Sokka. You see Sokka and Toph. They're trying to take down the airships, and then you see the big battle, Ozai versus Aang, to determine the fate of the entire universe. This one, we're determining the fate of the entire universe. The whole fight lasts 5 minutes. 5 minutes, Korra is defeated. That's it. And I would be fine with the Korra defeated if it wasn't for all of the Deus Ex Machinas. And all the juxtaposition. We went right back to juxtaposing scenes to each other. I don't know if this was a director's call or if this was... I don't know. If Ian Graham had anything to do with how these scenes went together, but they were absolutely juxtaposed to one another. We still have Jinora. She's lost in the spirit world, and we have Tenzin, Bumi, and Kaya trying to find them. First of all, why can't Tenzin go off by himself and find Jinora? Because guess what? We just so happen to have this great evil chief leader that Mako and Bolin are completely helpless against. These two try to fight him, they can't do it. Kaya could have stayed behind and maybe helped out with some of the bending against him. And here's the thing, all the scenes are juxtaposed to one another. So for harmonic convergence and Darkness Falls, and actually Light into Dark too. You're not getting off the hook that easy. So, you're going to have a scene, Korra and Vaatu are fighting, and then you're going to juxtapose right back into another part of the spirit world. Nothing's going on. It's just Tenzin and his family trying to find Jinora. And they're searching all over the place, completely helpless. You're breaking up the action scene. You're breaking it up, and it's ruining the intensity of the moment. Why could we have had... Listen, you had 4 episodes, 3 of which the entire fight takes place over. Why couldn't we have done one last episode, everybody fighting, and the episode before that, you're finding the Deus Ex Machina? Because that's exactly what Jinora turns into. I don't know when Jinora became the Avatar, or I don't know what it is that Jinora turns into, that she is suddenly able to defeat Vaatu. as a 12-year-old girl who has had no spiritual training whatsoever. But apparently they need to find Jinora, so they go into this spirit mist where all of these people who did terrible things are trapped. So it's like some kind of spiritual purgatory, I guess, or I guess it's supposed to be spirit hell. And you basically see people stumbling around, wandering through the worst parts of their life, and that's a pretty good concept, because you see General Zhao, he's like, I must capture the Avatar, and I couldn't help but think, where is Zuko at this particular moment? We never got to see him, and will he end up here as well? What happens if the two of them meet? And so they go into the spirit fog. Boomy's spirit nightmare is stupid. Kaya's spirit nightmare is that somebody's trying to hold her down and keep her in one place, I guess. So here's the thing: without any background information to these characters, we have no fucking idea what any of these nightmares mean. Tenzin's nightmare, you understand, because he has this pressure of living up to his father as the last airbender, the one who has to continue on his entire line. It's been as well established that he feels a need to be a spiritual leader like his father. Oh, and by the way, you know how nobody gets out of this spirit mist? Well, I guess that's not true if the Avatar just so happens to be your father and you just so happen to be his favorite son. Because out of nowhere, Aang appears, poof, and it's like, no, my son, you are not meant to be the spiritual leader. You are not meant to be me. And you have this and you have him making this great realization that we thought he made several episodes ago, when there was that big reconciliation between him and his family. So the spirit fog lifts. He finds Jinora, he finds his brother and sister, he takes them out. As soon as they leave, spirit fog falls again. Couldn't help but think, what about those other poor people? Don't they get to learn their lesson too? What about Kai and Boomy? Don't they get to learn their lesson too? General Zhao belongs there. Actually, you know what? Here's where I feel General Zhao belongs. General Zhao belongs in that spirit library, chained to a post, having his skin stripped off of him for burning half the library to the ground. And what they can do is they can take the skin they stripped from him and just write out all the books that they just so happen to burn. I may not like Wan Chi Tao, but I do like that library concept. We're really off topic. We are really off topic. So they get the Jinora. They're like, Jinora, you need to return to your body, otherwise you're going to die. No, I must help the Avatar. She disappears. Meanwhile, Vaatu has managed to fuse with Unaloq. Unaloq has managed to rip. Here's the best part. Unaloq managed to rip. What? The light spirit. It begins with an R. I can't remember. Oh, what's her name? Rava. So Unaloq manages to rip Rava using Vaatu's power from Korra. How this works, we don't know. Why Korra can't rip the spirit out of Vaatu, the spirit of Vaatu out of him, I don't know, because you get this big scene where, and they go really dark in this, and I said, okay, well, this is interesting. You get this big scene where Korra is like buried in the ice, and her uncle is literally trying to crush her to death under the ground, and then Ravo just breaks free like, shh, you cannot win, and like really starts kicking his ass, just laying into it. I'm like, okay, this is good. And then what happens? Rava gets ripped out. It's like, wait a second, weren't you just kicking his ass? How? What? I don't understand. I don't understand what just happened. Because apparently you're like 6 different degrees of angry, and now you're still getting your ass handed to you. Which brings up another point. How is Vaatu benefiting by going into Unaloq's body? He's this gigantic spirit with apparently the power to break open rifts between worlds and to bring 10,000 years of darkness. What exactly is his power of evil? I don't see it. Because you have this big built-up character, and then his climax is so lame. Because first of all, he fuses with Unaloq. Now, Unaloq is only a waterbender, and we only see him waterbending. Meanwhile, Korra has the benefit of being able to bend all of the elements. So my question then is, how is he even able to defeat her? Because Korra's a fighter. We know that Korra is a fighter. How is Korra defeated by Unaloq? She's been training for 22 years. Literally nothing but technique and battling. Unaloq, on the other hand, has had that 20 years to have an entire city to run, children to raise, all this other shit, and he doesn't even know how to bend the other elements. The logic that this is following is not good. So they pull out Rava, they destroy Rava. So Vatu finally defeats Rava and literally destroys her spiritual connection to all of the past avatars. So like you see all the past avatars disappear. And it's like, that's pretty final. I mean, Korra's connection is gone. You could see her physically feeling the death of Rava. And if you remember from the Legend of Korra, you know that Rava, once she gets destroyed, will then reappear inside Vatu, I guess, is what we hear. So Rava gets destroyed and put back into Vatu. Unaloq turns into this really almost like a gigantic goblin. Like he's got the Joker's chin and Unaloq's forehead and just these weird spirit arms. If you played Age of Mythology, the Titans, there's a Titan that looks exactly like him. I'll link a picture in the description. And so he goes off to destroy Republic City, because that's what evil creatures do. They jump halfway across the world to destroy evil cities. And let's see what's going on. Yeah. So here's the thing. He goes to destroy Republic City, but he doesn't do anything. He literally gets there, and what does he do? He causes vines to grow over Varric's prison and lets Varric escape. That's it. That's all he does to Republic City. He shoots one beam of spirit energy that cuts one airship in half. But literally, he does nothing. Where is this great 10,000 years of darkness that is supposed to be enacted as soon as he wins? Because as far as it looks, he is the most ineffective evil creature that has ever walked the earth. Amon had more of a scary effect because here's somebody who can literally destroy the entire city because he has the ability to take away a person's bending. I mean, I don't know about you, but attacking the city with vines, I mean, meh. Oh, and here's a question I have. Here's a big question I have. 2 portals are open, right? 2 spirit portals, one in the north, one in the south. Okay, so the entire northern army has come south to defend the southern spirit portal. Why not go to the North Pole, close that portal, and before you close that portal, send in Tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi so that they can go and find Jinora. You send them in, they find Jinora. You close the northern portal, guess what? The southern portal is still open. Here's the best part. Because the harmonic convergence need both of the portals to be open in order for there to be enough spirit power generated for Vatu to break free. If only one portal is open, there will not be enough spirit energy for Vatu to break free. So you could have just closed the portal from the outside. Remember, we know the portal can be closed from the outside because it can be open from the outside. So if the portal can be closed from the outside, what was the problem? Why was there this need to enter into the spirit portal to have this great fight to get to the spirit, which looks great, by the way. It was a great battle, but it was filler. It was filler to get to the point where Vaatu escaped. They had so many out options to keep Vaatu from escaping that it literally baffles me that Vaatu escaped. They do this thing. They do this thing in I think yeah, it is still no, not that. It's harmonic convergence. Yes. In harmonic convergence, you get them sailing to the South Pole, and they need to devise a plan to get into the southern portal. And they literally waste so much time trying to devise this plan. It's so... I mean, I'm glad that we get to see Katara. I'm glad that we get to see whatever's left of the Southern Force, which we saw get destroyed. Oh, the fight between Unaloq and Unaloq, meh. You knew Unaloq was gonna win. The second that the battle started, you were just waiting for Unaloq to have his ass handed to him. And Unaloq, oh, what a terrible villain. He goes full on monologuing villain. Like, he just monologues through everything. They're short monologues because this is a 22-minute episode each. But he's monologuing nonetheless. It's like, okay, dude, listen, monologuing does not make you sound any more evil. It just makes you sound campy and stupid, which is exactly what these episodes were. Campy and stupid! Ugh! The worst part is that it doesn't even flow nicely. We get so much juxtaposition, and then we get a whole bunch of Deus Ex Machinas thrown in. Like, literally, you can see the Deus Ex Machinas coming from a mile away, with Jinora disappearing and then reappearing, and then she's this great spiritual light that can just so happens to defeat Vaatu, and gives Korra the advantage so that she could spirit bend. Oh, spirit bend. Here's the best part. You know that tree of time that Vaatu was imprisoned in? Apparently, it's a conduit, so you can see all the memories past and present of your lifetime, and as well, apparently you can connect to your spiritual side and switch places with your spirituality. I don't know. It wasn't explained very well, but Korra basically turns into this gigantic blue spirit. She turns into Becky. She turns into Becky, like a giant spirit version of Becky from Monsters versus Aliens. And she goes to fight Vaatu Unaloq. Here's the thing. Rava was ripped right from her. How is she able to bend anything? I mean, I know that she might be a waterbender by nature. I don't, but that's never really explained. I mean, I guess she's a waterbender by nature. I mean, can you have an avatar that's not a bender by nature because Rava is the one who actually holds the ability for them to use all four elements? I mean, I'm guessing. So Gigantic Korra goes off to find Barada Nikto, and she pulls Rava out of Vaatu. It's like, okay, I need your help. It's like, yeah, we totally defeated Rava. Nope. Rava's inside you. So, how did Jinora even know where to go? How did any of these people know where to go to find Vaatu? Seriously, it's like, okay, Vaatu just so happened to land in Republic City. Okay, I'm gonna go to Republic City just in case that's where he ended up. I don't know. We could have ended up in Ba Sing Se. Would you have ended up in Ba Sing Se too? I don't know. How did Jinora know where to go? I mean, at least with Korra, she's got that entire tree of time to see all over the spirit and and the people world so that she can find him. What does Jinora have? Jinora's just like, oh no, I know the Avatar's in trouble. Mystical disappearing act. Hang on, if you could mystically disappear like that, why were you in danger? How were you in danger from the dark spirits? Couldn't you have just, I don't know, the left when it's like, hey, we're gonna capture you here in the library. And then it's the same bullshit ending. So Korra defeats Vaatu. She rejoins with Rava. Couldn't we have made it like, okay, maybe they stay separate and for the third season they have to find another way for Rava and Korra to link up back again, and like, because you see how what's his name? You see how Juan and Rava work together and develop to become, I guess you would call it drift compatible with each other if you're a fan of Pacific Rim. So they become drift compatible with each other, and then and only then are they able to link up for eternity. But no, I guess it's just, okay, Rava's like, okay, I'm gonna link up with you, and they link up. Also, I have a question. If Rava went back into Vaatu when Unaloq destroyed Rava, does that mean that when Korra destroyed Vaatu, that Vaatu is now somewhere inside of Korra, and there is now this growing darkness that after 10,000 years the Avatar can now become corrupted? I mean, aren't we going to try and extract Vaatu and put him back in his prison? Shouldn't that be goal number one? Not giving press conferences as to why both spiritual portals should remain open? I mean, does nobody see the danger here? Am I the only person that sees that there is the possibility for Korra to now be corrupted by the fact that she shares both spirits dually inside her, and the fact that she merged with both spirits without even thinking, hey, maybe we should extract Vaatu from Rava? Nope. Just let him grow inside her until he bursts out like the chest bursters in Aliens, and totally decides to destroy the world, because guess what? Now he has a conduit who can bend all four elements and has power over all the spirits as the spiritual bridge. I don't buy this shit that Korra's no longer the spiritual bridge, because if she's no longer the spiritual bridge, then what's the fucking point? Right? If she can't breach the gap between... If she's no longer the spiritual bridge, then how is she able to balance anything? Because what I understand from... Sorry guys, I'm shaking. I'm angry. Because from what I understand from the Airbender episodes, there's the spiritual world and then there's the physical world, and that what you do affects both, and as such you can throw both out of balance, both by your spiritual being and by your physical action, and so there needs to be balance between the two in order for one side to not take over the other. So if the portals are open and she's no longer the spiritual bridge, I don't know how she's going to be able to balance out anything, except, I don't know, maybe she's just there to solve conflicts now. I don't know. This show has messed not only with the concept of what Airbender and what Avatar was, but it has just ruined the mythology of this entire series. I would like a prequel. I would like to see what the previous Avatars are doing. I don't need to see what this new Avatar is doing. So much potential wasted. Oh. Back to Jessica's position, and here's something I haven't mentioned. It's all the bad jokes that they tried to stick into this episode. Like, come on, we are having the ultimate battle between good versus evil. Do you really need to be sticking in Bolin love jokes, or Janora's mom going, "That's Janora, she's fighting Vaatu. Be careful." Did we really need that? You're interrupting the scene again. It's the exact same thing as Civil Wars Part 4, where you have just people jumping up with jokes to try and interrupt everything that's happening. or with Southern Lights, where they're trying to tell the story between the two brothers, and you've got the joke, I don't like ghost stories. It it has no place. The humor has absolutely no place in these particular episodes. It doesn't belong in the spots that they put it. And let's go into the to all the relationships. So we see Mako essentially piss off Asami, and then he's pussyfooting around telling Katara that they broke up. And at the very end, it's like, Korra. Korra, I need to tell you, we broke up. It's like, yes, I know. I saw it all in the Tree of Time. But I will still love you. And I will still love you. Kiss at the end. Oh, God. Who wrote this? I know who wrote it. And it is stupid. It is just plain stupid. It is like it is the shittiest love montage ever. Oh, and there's this thing with Bolin and Eska, and they finally get back together. I honestly saw more value in that relationship than I saw between Korra and Mako. Cause really, it doesn't hold any weight because you don't see them as emotionally together. They're so separate from one another. At least with Bolin, you got some humor out of it, where it's like, listen, I only realized just now that I love you, and I guess he actually did love her at that point, because Mako's like, that was some great acting. He's like, yeah, acting. It's like, really, this woman who tortured you for a week and then tried to kill you and all your friends, you're actually in love with her? What? That where is any kind of thought behind that? And then you get this scene of the two of them breaking up again, where it's like, he will always be my turtle duck. Okay. We were doing so well. We had so much potential, and they've ruined it. They've burned it to the ground. Here's what I can tell you. I will not be back for the third season. I said I would watch whatever good episodes there were. Well, I was told that there were some good episodes by the Nostalgia Critic. I don't know, maybe I should make him read Suki's ordeal. I don't think at this point it's fair to make TP read a sadistic story between Azula and Suki, because that has absolutely nothing to do with this series. But I don't know. Someone owes me something. I can tell you that. As the only detractor for Korra on the internet, I can tell you somebody owes me something. Season 3, forget it. Whoever's producing the show, cancel season 3. It's not worth renewing. They have run this into the ground as far as story is concerned. So I guess that's everything. I'm guessing for season 3 it's going to be how do spirits and people live together, and oh, by the way, Korra also has Batu stuck inside of her. Maybe we should take him out, before he corrupts her. Yeah, that's everything I have to say. Well, I won't be doing any more Korra rants. In replacement of those, I've got a couple of new things. One of them is going to be called Combi in a Minute. I figure that if you reach the end of this episode, you deserve to know what's going to happen. So it's going to be, I've got a whole bunch of comedy bits, and I'm going to fit them in under a minute, and I hope they make you guys laugh. I make them so that I can laugh, and I hope that they make you guys laugh. I've also got a few things called Forgotten Facts. I'm going to start with a commentary on the YouTube comment system, because that really needs to be fixed. Mayor Rob Ford, I got a couple rants on him, considering I'm Torontonian. It's only necessary. And I've got one surprise that me and TP are working on right now. It's a musical, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I do hope it goes viral. At this point, we need this. We need this. We need to laugh to get over the disappointment that Legend of Korra has been, not just to me, but to all the fans who truly did want this to succeed. What can I say? Everybody else seemed to like this ending. I don't know why. It was terrible. But I am your technical critic. This has been my Legend of Korra reviews and rants. I was glad that I could do this to help you guys. I hope that anybody watching this in the future watch episode 5, The Sting. Maybe watch episode 2. Watch The Legends of Wand. Start with The Legends of Wand. Don't watch anything else. Start with The Legends of Wand and then watch the rest of Korra, because literally those are the best episodes. Oh, I will also be doing critiques on the Epic Rap Battles of History. First one is going to be the one that just came out yesterday, Pablo Picasso versus I don't even know who the other guy is. I saw him. I know his name. I remember him from the 90s, but his name escapes me. Of all the artists we could have picked, I'll save that for the review. Anyways, I'm signing off now. I know, it's a 10-minute goodbye. They say, okay, I'm gone. I promise, I'm gone.